The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge dropped off their excited Cambridge gang, Prince George, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis, at the same new school after moving their family to Windsor for the next major phase of their life. However, young Prince Louis was adamant he did not want to be seen holding his father's hand on his first day of school. The 4-year-old strolled into the grounds of Lambrook School, near Ascot, in between his parents but holding just his mother's hand. Kate Middleton was wearing a smile and holding the hands of both her sons, who themselves were wearing matching uniforms. While Prince William could be seen holding Princess Charlotte's hand on his left side and vying for the attention of his youngest with his other hand. Louis is old enough to go to school now and seemingly believes this meant he is too old to be seen holding hands with his father. The Duke of Cambridge sticks his right hand out while trying to grab the youngster's attention, but little Louis ignored his efforts and stuck close to his mother. After holding out for a few moments, Prince William admitted defeat and gently stroked the back of his son's head, which Louis then shook off. As the family approached closer to the school, the young prince showed no signs of nerves and broke out a huge smile for the cameras. The children attended a settling-in afternoon, an annual event to welcome new starters and their families to the school on the day before the new school term begins. The trio will officially start school today. Prince William and Kate Middleton's children have joined the coeducational private in Berkshire, after the couple set up a new home at Adelaide Cottage in Windsor's Home Park. In photographs released from the family arriving, the Cambridge siblings looked confident and happy as they arrived ready for a 90-minute settling-in session for new pupils and their families. A source close to the couple told the Daily Mail, "As they got out of the car, they were just giddy with excitement. It was just so sweet to see. Not a nerve in sight. It was all so relaxed. They are wonderful kids." The Duchess of Cambridge, 40, was the picture of elegance in a £245 brown polka dot dress by Rixo for the occasion, which she paired with matching tan-colored heels. She wore her soft brown locks in her signature bouncy blow-dry style, and kept her makeup and jewelry neutral for the occasion. The mother of three beamed widely as she walked hand-in-hand with Prince George and Prince Louis, both of whom were dressed in the school summer uniform, up the drive. Meanwhile, Prince William appeared in equally happy spirits, and could be seen walking with his daughter Princess Charlotte, who was dressed in a blue and white checked summer dress for the outing. William called his children all the gang as he ushered them up the steps of the large white 19th-century country mansion, while Prince George, Charlotte and Louis all said they are excited to be starting. A source said the Cambridge children were particularly excited to be going to the same school for the first time. The The Duke and Duchess are beginning a new life in the country away from the goldfish bowl of their official London residence Kensington Palace, which is being seen as a bid to put their children first and give them more freedom. William and Kate had been known to have set their heart on outdoorsy prep school Lambrook, with its 52 acres of grounds, where fees will cost the couple in excess of £50,000 a year in total for their 3 youngsters. William drove his family the 20-minute journey, no doubt relishing his first experience of the shorter school run after the daily trek from West to South London to George and Charlotte's old school, Thomas Battersea. After parking, the family of 5 managed the walk to the school during a gap in the rain, which later became torrential as other parents arrived. A source said the Cambridge children were particularly excited to all be going to the same school for the first time. They're really excited about starting a new school together, and I think Mum and Dad are too, they said. Arriving yesterday, the family strolled in a line, with Kate holding George and Louis' hands and William holding Charlotte's, to meet headmaster Jonathan Perry. "Welcome to Lambrook," Mr. Perry told the children. "It's lovely to have you with us." "We're very excited for the year ahead." Shaking them each by the hand in turn, he asked, "Are you excited?" With all 3 chorusing yes. William remarked, "We're looking forward to it," adding the children had lots of questions. Mr. Perry's wife Jenny, who works in the pastoral team, was waiting in the doorway and greeted them with "Welcome back to Lambrook," with William quipping with all the gang. The Duke and Duchess could be heard talking to the children and laughing, in the final moments of preparation. The children's first full day is on Thursday, at the official start of term. The Cambridges are said to have visited the exclusive prep school a number of times before choosing it, and greeted Mr. and Mrs. Perry warmly, with Kate remarking, "Nice to see you, Mr. Perry." William and Kate went inside with the children for refreshments before George, Charlotte and Louis went to their new classroom to meet their teachers and other students. The family are also now using the pretty 19th-century Adelaide cottage as their base after the Queen gave them permission to lease the 4-bedroom Grade II listed cottage, which belongs to the Crown Estate. It was built for Queen Adelaide in 1831 and is nestled just a 10-minute walk from Windsor Castle in the private home park. It comes after William and Kate's sister-in-law the Duchess of Sussex said in an interview to US magazine The Cut last week that she would not be able to do the school run in Britain without being hounded by the paparazzi. Meghan feared it would have become a royal photocall with a press pen of 40 people snapping pictures, according to the interviewer who joined her to pick up son Archie, 3, from preschool as part of the article. But royal experts pointed out that strict rules governing the UK media prevent photographs being taken of children in education. William and Kate regularly drop off their children at school most days without note. and any published pictures are released to the press with their approval, such as those yesterday, or taken at public events. Their arrival at Lambrook was captured for the history books by just 3 members of the media: 1 PA News Agency photographer, 1 BBC cameraman and 1 reporter, forming the Royal Rota, supervised by 1 Kensington Palace press officer. Those present were asked not to film on their mobile phones, to make sure the children were not faced with screens. About half a dozen protection officers, dressed discreetly, kept carefully out of sight, with no other members of the media permitted to attend, in order to keep the afternoon calm and relaxed for the children. Harry and Meghan are staying at their Frogmore Cottage home on the Windsor estate while in Britain this week. But they are not expected to meet the Cambridges at Adelaide Cottage, which is less than a 10-minute walk away, amid a feud between the brothers that has continued since Harry and Meghan moved to North America in 2020. When news of the Cambridge Children's new school and the move to Windsor was announced by Kensington Palace on August 22, royal officials said in a statement that William and Kate were hugely grateful to Thomas Battersea where George and Charlotte had a happy start to their education. The statement also added that the couple were pleased to have found a school for all 3 of their children which shares a similar ethos and values to Thomas. Kensington Palace also confirmed that the family would move to Adelaide Cottage in Windsor's Home Park before the school term began. A royal source said at the time, "This is very much a decision that 2 parents have made to give their children the most normal start possible." KP can be a little bit of a fishbowl. They wanted to be able to give George, Charlotte and Louis a bit more freedom than they have living in central London. It's very much a decision that's been led by the kids. William and Kate have retained Kensington Palace's apartment 1A, which was refurbished with £4. £5 million of taxpayers' money in 2013, as their official residence and their working base, which continues to house their office staff. They are also keeping their 10-bedroom Norfolk country mansion Anmer Hall, which was a gift from the Queen, has a swimming pool and tennis court and underwent large-scale building work at their own cost. The downsizing to Adelaide Cottage, which is not considered vast, means William and Kate's full-time nanny Maria Teresa Turian Borrallo is now living elsewhere for the first time, as well as other staff including the housekeeper and the chef. The source said at the time of the announcement last month that the Duke and Duchess were very conscious of how their move stands in contrast to the cost of living crisis impacting the nation. Asked whether the couple was mindful of the economic difficulties facing many who would not be able to afford such opportunities, the source said, "They absolutely are. It's something they have thought long and hard about, and this is a decision they have not taken lightly." It would have been extremely difficult for them to continue on as senior working royals if they were based in Norfolk. What they have basically done allows them to put the kids first, but also to continue on doing what they do all day, every day. Joe Little, managing editor of Majesty magazine, said last month that the decision had many benefits for the family. Mr. Little said, "Apartment 1A at Kensington Palace is perfect in so many ways, but the Duke and Duchess and their children are unable to come and go as they might like or take advantage of the nearby London parks because of the ever-present privacy issues." He added that having all three children at the same school made sense and removes the nightmare journey from Kensington Palace to Battersea twice a day. It also means that the cost of security, always a contentious topic, is much lower than if Louis was at a different school to his siblings, Mr. Little said. But royal commentator and former BBC royal correspondent Peter Hunt highlighted the three properties now at the couple's disposal amid the cost of living crisis. Mr. Hunt said, "A third home for the Cambridges is a reminder the royals don't suffer from the cost of living crisis and a looming recession in the same way as the rest of us." When taxpayers' money was spent on refurbishing their apartment at Kensington Palace, Prince William, who campaigns for the homeless, insisted his family planned to stay there for many years to come. Republic branded the decision disgraceful. Graham Smith, chief executive of the campaign group, said, "All these palatial homes require round-the-clock protection, heating and staffing." He said the Crown Estate was a state-owned property empire that is supposed to make money for the Treasury. Mr. Smith added, "While ordinary households are struggling with their energy bills and facing crippling inflation, why are we giving yet another home to William and Kate? This is disgraceful." William and Kate pay market value rent on the property from their own private funds, not from taxpayers' money via the sovereign grant, and footed their own moving costs. Future King George, 9, and Charlotte, 7, have left their current school Thomas Battersea in London, and 4-year-old Louis is starting full-time education. They are now enjoying first-class facilities at Lambrook, including a swimming pool, sports pitches and new £6 million academic and ICT building. The day and boarding school offers both weekly boarding and flexi boarding for the older two, where they can opt for a night's stay as and when they choose, but George and Charlotte are day pupils for now. The Good Schools Guide describes how youngsters get to run in vast grounds with total freedom to explore, provided you've got your wellies on, with Lambrook's pastoral care described as excellent. Jonathan Perry, headmaster at Lambrook, said last month that we very much look forward to welcoming the family, as well as all of our new pupils, to our school community. Ben Thomas, principal of Thomas London Day Schools, wished George and Charlotte every happiness and success and thanked the pair for upholding the school's values and for their many contributions to school life throughout their time at Thomas. It was the first time Lambrook has been chosen for a future king and his siblings. William and Kate will be spending in excess of £53,000 a year on their children's private education. Fees cost £4,389 a term for reception to Year 2 pupils such as Lewis, £6,448 per term for Years 3 to 4 like Charlotte, and £6,999 per term for George through Years 5 to 8. The bill amounts to £53,508 worth of fees in 2021-2022. Not factoring in any future boarding, which costs £1,481 per term per pupil for Y38, potential sibling discount if available, fee increases or the cost of uniform or trips. The school on the outskirts of Bracknell is only a 20-minute drive from Adelaide Cottage, and their new home is just a short stroll to see the Queen at Windsor Castle. The source said being able to be close to the 96-year-old monarch, who is currently at her Scottish retreat of Balmoral, where she welcomed the incoming and outgoing Prime Ministers Liz Truss and Boris Johnson yesterday, was a factor in the move. Adelaide Cottage used to be the grace and favour home of Equerry Group captain Peter Townsend, whose love affair with Princess Margaret caused a scandal in the 1950s. Four-bedroom detached rental properties in Windsor with substantially less land are currently priced at anywhere between £3,000 to £5,750 a month. The location also ensures the family are close to Kate's parents Michael and Carol Middleton, and sister Pippa Matthews in Bucklebury, Berkshire. Next Tuesday, the Cambridges are to visit a SLU charity founded in response to gang violence between young people from Asian backgrounds. William and Kate will hear about the work of Ek Saath, which means together as one in Hindi, Punjabi and Urdu. The couple will join a cooking lesson with youngsters as part of the charity's Global Grub program, which was started during the summer holidays to keep young people positively engaged outside of school and ensure they had access to regular hot meals. William and Kate will also meet youth volunteers who lead peer training sessions and hear how they teach youngsters to resolve conflict, challenge prejudice and contribute to a mentally healthy society. Yesterday, the Duke of Cambridge has described the killing of 10 people in a series of stabbings in Canada as truly heartbreaking. William said in a personal tweet that his thoughts and prayers were with the victims of these horrific acts in an Indigenous community and a nearby town, one of the deadliest attacks in the nation's history. The Duke, a future King of Canada, said, "The attacks at James Smith Cree Nation and Weldon, Saskatchewan are truly heartbreaking. Our thoughts and prayers are with the victims of these horrific acts and all those that have lost loved ones." Catherine and I send our best wishes to the people of Canada. The message on the Cambridge's Twitter account ended with W, denoting personal words from the Duke. It comes as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex thrilled fans in Germany yesterday as they went on a walkabout in the hot sunshine before taking a cruise along the River Rhine. Harry and Meghan shook hands and chatted with an eager crowd outside Dusseldorf Town Hall as they marked the one-year countdown to the Invictus Games coming to the city. Shouts of Harry, Harry could be heard, while Meghan posed for selfies with members of the public who stood in the sun to catch a glimpse of the couple on their short visit to Dusseldorf. The Duchess wore a cream halter-neck knitted vest by LA-based designer Anine Bing, and beige wide-legged belted trousers. The couple's outing yesterday comes after they made their first public appearance in the UK since returning for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee earlier this year. Delivering a speech at the town hall reception, Harry, wearing a suit and white shirt, said he is filled with such excitement at the thought of the next Invictus Games having the backdrop of the River Rhine.